Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Stranger Things Season 2, Episode 9, the season finale, The Gate. It was a good season finale. Like, I would say maybe better than the first season, or at least par with the first season. It was really enjoyable. So to kind of start from the top, work my way down, seeing Mike and Hopper fight over 11 was great. And it's kind of like, it's a signal for how their relationship's going to develop more, where Mike realizes that Hopper has been hiding 11 this whole time, and he freaks out, like, you knew where she was. And so it was a great scene. And of course 11 commenting on Dustin's teeth was really funny, just because it's kind of showing Dustin and his development as well. Mike's mom in the Billy scene was a little creepy, but it was kind of intended to be, where Billy shows up looking for his sister, and he's like flirting with Mike's mom because she was just in the shower, or she was in the bathtub reading a romance novel and stuff like that. But it was kind of funny. Hopper and 11 kind of bond a little bit, and they talk about like Sarah, Hopper's daughter, and so that was kind of a nice scene to see those two together. Lucas, Dustin, who is it? Mike, Max, like, are benched, as they call it, where they basically have to stay behind while everybody else does like the important stuff until they come up with their brilliant idea. But to kind of watch them all work together and kind of start working out their relationship issues, for lack of a better term, was a really good scene. Billy showing up at the Briar's house was very reminiscent of the first season, where like Steve showed up, but then just the fight between Billy and Steve was so intense, where they're just wailing on each other, and finally Max is the one to like stab him in the neck and like basically knock him out. So I mean, that was kind of nice. Joyce and Jonathan and Nancy basically come up with the idea that like this whole time the shadow monster has wanted to keep things cold, and Will's just like, it's too hot, let's make it colder, and they're giving him what it wants. So they're like, well, screw this, like, he's taking over my son. So they heat up the whole cabin and just like sweat it out, and he just freaks out because of the heat. The kids and Steve, who is just beat to hell, all decide to go to the pit, and to basically like, they come up with this idea to like burn the hive, basically, where like all the tunnels converge. Let's go there and light it, and it'll get the demodogs to come there, and it'll basically leave like Hopper and 11 alone, it'll leave Joyce and Will alone, and so stuff like that's going on. We see an injured Dr. Owens, which I'll admit, like, this whole season, I was like, he's gonna be the bad guy. And so far, he's actually turned out to be pretty good. Like, him, like, helping Bob and stuff like this, which the last time we saw Dr. Owens was him, like, yelling for Bob to run. And then now he's, like, it looks like he got attacked or something. He's definitely injured. Will lashes out, and we actually see like the smoke come out of him because of all of the heat. Between the heat of that and then the boys burning the hive, it's enough to finally drive the shadow monster out of him. So it's a really intense scene. So let's see, smoke comes out of Will. There's so much that happens in this episode. Hopper and 11 go down the tunnel. I didn't really like that scene that much, where they're like descending in like this elevator, and it almost looks like a heart, where it's just like clearly like this gateway to the upside down, and you can kind of see the smoke monster behind it, but it's like, it's almost pulsing like it's a heartbeat. So it was just really weird. Like, I didn't really feel like it was too big for me to really get behind it. And especially when she starts like healing it, trying to close it, I didn't really like it that much. We finally do see Dart again, and you can tell because he has the yellow butt. But overall, like, I was like Dart is kind of burned out at this point. Watching 11 like unleash all of her abilities, because we do see the demodogs like coming up the walls and attacking Hopper and her, and 11 just freaks out and unleashes all of her power, sealing the tunnel, killing the demodogs and everything, and it basically brings a close to the upside down. And overall, like, it was an intense scene, but like something about that tunnel, I just didn't dig it that much. So I guess based off of this, I would definitely like the first season finale more than this one. We see Barb's funeral, which is great because I'm over that character, to be honest with you. We see Dr. Owens help Hopper adopt 11. Like, he comes with like the cards and everything, so it's like a legal adoption. The dance sequence is so cute, with like time after time playing in the background, and Dustin's hair is all slicked back, and we kind of watch all the boys pair off, and poor Dustin, like my heart just broke for that boy, whereas Nancy finally dances with him, and it's such a cute scene. And then finally, like, 11 shows up to dance with Mike, and we see Max and Lucas kiss, and we see 11 and Mike kiss. And it's kind of funny because clearly Dustin is not going to kiss Nancy. It's kind of a pity dance, but it's a very touching moment. Will gets nothing. Like, some girl comes and dances with the zombie boy, as she even calls him, but no, like, anything to do with Will and the girl, which again, like, they've kind of hinted at that throughout the whole, like, from the first season, where like Ronnie used to make fun of him and call him like a fairy and stuff, and we've seen that more and more. And sure enough, even in this season finale, we don't see him any interaction with a girl other than dancing with her. And then, of course, it seems almost like it's obligated to do so, but it still, I don't know if it was completely necessary. We do see the ending where the school flashes back and forth between the Upside Down, and we see the monster kind of looking over the school, like, I can still see you. Overall, I would say it was a good season finale. I really did enjoy it. This is just kind of a fun show. Like, it's one of those, I try not to take it too seriously because it's very 80s horror, but it's still a lot of fun, and I am really enjoying this. So next up, I will see you guys next time. Let me know what you thought about this as a season finale and kind of all the groups, and I will see you guys next time for the season 3 premiere, Susie, Do You Copy?